Okay, you guys that and girls that like to YouTube stuff when things break like I do. This Pelpro stove we got last year. It's just barely over a year old. And it stopped like I don't know, it like when my wife shut it off, it like stopped feeding, and of course it does that, and then the blower stopped, after it cooled down. Then the thing came back on all by itself, like while she was cleaning it out. Weird. So we researched it and called Pelpro and all that, and they said it's thermostat. So okay, thermostat, get a new one. Nobody sells any parts to it. You got to order it through Pelpro, and it's back order. Probably because they've designed these things, I'm convinced, to go bad, so you have to buy parts. And they've designed it and they figured it out how to do it right after the year's up. So anyhow, I called Menards where we bought it. They wouldn't stand by their product. I called Pelpro. We're sorry, sir. It's over a year. We can't. You have to buy the part. So anyway, we ordered the part, and of course it was like 9 days, but it ended up coming in like 2 or 3. But so we're freaking out because they told us 9 days. So I took the thermostat apart, and there's nothing to it. It's 2 screws, and I noticed that there was dust across the top of it. And so that dust had gotten across the top of it, and the circuit board's exposed in there, and that's where the dust was at. And so I pulled it off of there and blew it off with an air hose with my compressor. But you could use compressed air or whatever, or maybe a toothbrush or something soft where you don't mess the circuit board up or whatever. Put it back together, and it's worked fine for a month. The other one came, and we still got it. We haven't put it on yet until the thing goes out completely, but it must have got some moisture in the air or something, and was just enough to make that thing go haywire. Okay, so I got that back together, but that was an ordeal. It was down like 2-3 days, till I could figure out that it was dust, which, we cleaned it out really, really good, before we started it the next year. And, but who would think to take the thermostat off the side and get down in there and blow that dust out? Who would think? You would think they would put a dust guard or something right there. Anyhow, you would think I would have put some black tape over it so the dust wouldn't lay there no more, but I didn't even do that. So, but I was glad to get it working again. Okay, so about a month later, the fan motor starts making noise. Not the exhaust fan, but the fan that blows the heat into the house. And so I tapped on it, and it went and stopped. And so I unplugged it. I took it and buttered it up some, and got it spinning again, and put it back together, and it lasted one night. Of course, we ordered a new one. It's going to be here in 9 days, like $90. Back order. And so I come home from work today, and it lasted 1 day, and it locked up again. My wife had to shut it off while I was at work. So this time I took it apart and took it all the way apart, and it's real easy. It's got some Phillips head screws and some little nuts and stuff. Just remember how it goes back together. But so take the motor out, and of course you can't get it all the way out because without cutting the wires. So don't cut the wires, just slide it through to get you some slack. And then the motor itself has these 2 long like little bolt screws, and take that apart real careful. And I think what it is in the bearings, they got probably some factory grease or oil or something in there, but there's a lot of heat in there, and I think that it got hot, and that oil or grease or whatever it was got into the motor a little bit, just around the edge. And like that heat in the motor, like cooked it like it would like when you get grease in a pan and made it sticky and dirty, and then it kind of got rusty a little bit. So anyhow, you take that motor apart, and it slides out. It's a little hard to get it out, not really, but like just wiggle it back and forth and it'll come out. You'll understand what I'm talking about when you dig into it. It's real easy. And then I took some sandpaper, and you could tell where it had been rubbing on that corrosion in there, or junk, or whatever it was. And I took some sandpaper and I cleaned the part that goes into it, and I cleaned the hole in the inside of it with sandpaper real good. And then once you get it all that junk cleaned out there with some sandpaper or something, there's like 4 little grooves that's where like the shavings and stuff were collecting. And anyhow, I'm pretty sure that's where the junk got, and then eventually it kind of got out and locked that motor up. But then when you take the motor off, it spins freely, so it's like, you know what I mean, it throws you for a loop. It's like, it doesn't do like a regular motor, like it would lock up, and there's no brushes. The motor is kind of the brush. So anyhow, so it's like brushless or whatever, but it's made in China. So anyway, clean that up real good, blow it out real good, and, you know, don't get no spit in there, because then you'll get more corrosion and stuff. But I cleaned it out, put it back together, and it's working fine. I mean, it's quieter than it ever has been. And that when you spin that motor, the center of it, it's oblong a little bit, and it looks like it wobbles in there. And I think that's on purpose, you know, so that current can sling that, because I don't know why, but anyway. So clean it up, and then if you see that wobbling, don't let that bother you. Just, as long as it's not making noise or scraping or whatever, then it should be okay. But get all that junk out of there that's causing it to lock up, because it sounded like there was a piece of plastic or something in there locking it up or something, but it wasn't. It was just junk, like shavings and stuff, little teeny tiny stuff. So clean that out of there. I don't know if I can reverse this, probably not, but I'm going to show you what I got here. Here's the pellet stove. It's burning pretty good. It's real quiet looking. I don't even know where it's at. There it is, Pelpro down here at the bottom. I don't know if you can see it or not. Pelpro. But anyhow, still got the cover off. There's the fan. Take all that plastic junk off of it and get the motor out of it. Clean it out. And right up here's the thermostat that went bad. Unplug it. Inside the hopper is a little screw. Take it out. Don't drop it in the pellets. Blow it off. Put it back together. Don't buy new parts. Well, you can buy new parts and have them in case they do go out, because when it quits working, it's freezing cold outside and you need it. So it's nice to have extra parts laying around if you can afford it. So that's it. That's all I got, guys. Pelpro. It's a decent stove. It just, you get what you pay for. It's not the $3,000 or $4,000 one. It's the $1,000 one. So anyhow, we like it. It holds 3 bags of pellets. Just wish parts and stuff would quit going out on it. So, okay, YouTubers, fix-it-yourselfers. There you go. Thanks for helping me out. Hope this helps you out.